Hello, good morning everyone. We start immediately with this second session dedicated to the presentation of the cultural expressions at the festival, the World in Florence 2023. I would like to thank the friends who are online, connected and ready to deliver their presentation. We start immediately. And I would like to introduce Mohona and Zoe from ICROM, who will coordinate this session, and Jui, of course, three ladies from the ICROM in Rome. And I would like to invite all participants to continue and listen the session. Because, of course, thanks to those friends from ICROM, we would like also to have a sort of circle table and sharing your suggestion, impressions, comment, question and answer. So, Mohona, the floor, Jui and Zoe, the floor is yours. Thank you again.
Thank you. A very good morning to all of our panelists joining us from all across the world, in presence and online. Thank you so much for giving us your time, and thank you so much in advance for sharing your stories and your cultural expressions. We are here today to simply introduce the panel and what it is that we want to try to connect and bring out as a conclusion, or bring out together and understand what is cultural storytelling. It is basically a powerful way to share lived experiences. A quote that we shared yesterday was that we understand our place in the world once we understand others, which is why humans for millennia have traveled across out of curiosity of understanding where somebody comes from, understanding other civilizations, their culture, their way of life. It is an art of telling a story. It is a two-way interaction with people in the center of it all. All the stories, all the places around the world are useful, become interesting because of the people and the way they use it and the way they have lived through these civilizations. It is a bridge that spans culture and fosters understanding and appreciation for diverse stories that make up our global narrative.
By leveraging cultural storytelling for tourism, destinations can go beyond the conventional promotional methods and create a richer and more meaningful connection with the visitors. For example, a legend about how a place came to be or an intriguing history about a particular place can be seen as an attraction for tourists, when you think about the Loch Ness, for example. In the past years, a global pandemic and multiple overlapping hazard events pose severe challenges to the cultural heritage, accessibility, the lives and the livelihoods of the cultural bearers, and the tourism sector as well. Digital storytelling, in this case, during the COVID-19 pandemic, was a very powerful tool to connect people around the world using, for example, augmented realities and walkthroughs.
So who tells these stories? Who do we involve when we want to connect a story? Because this is not simply storytelling. We're talking about cultural storytelling, which means it has inherent knowledge by people who hold this. Indigenous communities and cultural bearers who live in a specific place have considerable experience, knowledge, and deep love for that place. Engaging them in story circles, especially with multidisciplinary and intersectoral stakeholders, can help document oral histories of that place and understand how it has evolved while bringing local perspectives on the changing climate and disaster events. This, in turn, when we involve these people who have lived through the place, it can help inform the scientific data collected, and it can inform decision-making for sustainable management of heritage, as well as enhance social cohesion, because people love to experience their own heritage and share it. One of the most effective ways of storytelling is to organize such story circles that provide a safe space to share thoughts, emotions, and empathy, as well as capture their knowledge and experiences through visual and written prompts. This information can truly help local governments and cultural organizations integrate community concerns in disaster risk planning and developing climate adaptation plans on a policy level. ICCROM's First Aid and Resilience for Cultural Heritage in Times of Crisis program, which is a flagship program of ICCROM, has developed a vulnerability and capacity assessment tool following a story circle framework. It brings multiple stakeholders, community members, and government entities to build a common understanding of how cultural and natural heritage can contribute to the capacities for disaster risk reduction and sustainable development.
While tourism, it promotes economic growth and cultural exchange, it is also a disaster risk driver. It causes overconsumption of natural resources, it increases carbon emissions, exploitation of traditional practices are often seen, it leads to often unplanned developments, puts a strain on infrastructure, increases pollution and unsustainable economic practices. Therefore, us as storytellers, we have a responsibility to bring the voices of people, to narrate stories coming from them through their perspectives, to promote sustainability efforts, to commit to an ethical and inclusive messaging, as well as meet the global challenges such as the climate crisis. ICCROM's flagship program, as Jui mentioned, First Aid and Resilience for Cultural Heritage in Times of Crisis, believes in such an approach. Its motto, Culture Cannot Wait, is rooted in the idea that community perspectives and their cultural heritage must be mainstreamed in development and humanitarian aid, as it is a source of shared identity, it is an enabler of peace, it offers pathways for just climate action and builds disaster resilience. The program is purpose-built to enhance capacities for safeguarding heritage from conflicts, disasters, and the climate crisis to build peaceful and disaster-resilient communities. Its latest project, a capacity development project called Net Zero, Heritage for Climate Action, conceived with the support of the Swedish Postcode Foundation, is working with 5 climate hotspots, teams from these hotspots from Brazil, Egypt, India, Sudan, and Uganda, to carry out scientific research on climate science, as well as collect oral histories through storytelling from local communities, indigenous people, knowledge bearers, cultural bearers, to gather their knowledge about the place, to understand how climate change is impacting their lives, their livelihoods, and their cultural heritage. With stories passed down through generations, traditional knowledge about the land, environment, healing practices, spirituality, all this information is collected from these local communities through story circles, through storytelling in different forms, in order to preserve it and to tap into it, to reduce disaster risks, to foster peace, and also to contribute to just climate action. Through this project, as I mentioned, there are 5 sites. We have been trying to gather the indigenous knowledge or the local knowledge through story circles. And one such example can be seen in Tuti Island in Sudan, where the community holds a very important knowledge on early warning systems and flood management. However, we all know that since April, there is a violent conflict going on in Sudan, which is causing mass-scale displacement of these knowledge bearers, of these practitioners, of the Taya practice, which is what they call it. And our project team, what they're trying to do is they're trying to gather the diaspora of Sudan, to gather the knowledge bearers who have been displaced, to engage them in story circles, and through visual prompts and through written prompts, they're trying to document the knowledge on Taya. This, through a Taya school on the cloud concept, will be then disseminated to the younger generation, to the other residents of Tuti and Sudan, who are still not aware of this knowledge. This way, we are not only trying to preserve a very important practice that can help in disaster risk management, that can help in flood mitigation, that can help to reduce the impacts of such intense flooding that is aggravated through because of climate change. We are trying to reduce that through this knowledge and by disseminating this knowledge to the rest of the country. And this way, we also believe that when the situation settles down, we will be able to bring people together, we will be able to foster peace. Sorry, I keep on forgetting to mention the conference somehow. So the idea of this project is, as we said, there are 5 sites. And the story that I shared today with you is just one of the 5 stories. So what we will do next year, and we invite all of you who are here today with us to join us in an international conference that will take place next year in February, where we will share the insights that we have gathered from all these 5 sites.
So we have demonstrated that each place and the people and the stories are unique to the context. And the World in Florence, the festival, has gathered 12 such cultural stories to share today. So we want to organize a little session to bring out how we, as members of a community, as tourists, as travelers, and as professionals, can weave together information that we gathered through cultural storytelling. And when it's done in an inclusive and engaging way, it can spark a feeling of shared values and identity. The exercise that we are going to conduct at the end of the session is going to demonstrate how storytelling can foster cohesion between people and places, and by relating it to your own context. So we have prepared a Mentimeter, which we are going to project here. You can scan the QR code or enter the code via the link. It's meant to, when you listen to the presentations and you hear keywords that come to mind, if something catches your attention or if you find a recurring theme, you add the keywords into the Mentimeter, and we're going to use these keywords for the storytelling exercise in the end. So everyone online and in presence, please do add your keywords. We are now going to move on to our first speaker, which is online. They are from the Nanhua University Office of International and Cross-Strait Affairs in Taiwan, and they're going to talk to us about travel in city slow Daling. Over to you.
My chair. Good day, everyone. I am Professor Lin from Taiwan. I would like to introduce the travel in city slow Daling. I'm a professor from Nanhua University. I work with local city slow and slow food for many years. Nanhua University was founded in 1996 by Venerable Master Xing Yun. Nanhua University is the only one university in Daling Township. Today, I would like to introduce the issues in what historical buildings, local traditional market, eco-agriculture in the rural area, and what can we eat in the delicious traditional cuisines in Daling Township. Taiwan is an island in Eastern Asia. Everyone usually confused with Thailand. Thailand and Taiwan is different. Daling Township is in the middle Taiwan with 30,000 populations. The Cittaslow International was founded in 1999 in Italy. Until now, there are 5 Cittaslow in Taiwan. We help the municipal and follow the Cittaslow International Charter to get the Cittaslow Daling in 2016. I would like to introduce this building to more people because through the historical buildings in the town. In the Darling Township, there are historical buildings in the downtown and around the train station. This building is from the Taiwan Railway Administration Station Master's Residence. It's an old building for the transportation. We have an old theater. The Wangguo Theater has been designed as a cultural heritage site by Chiayi County, serving as one of the town's prominent event venues. This building is an old hostel in the downtown. It's a renewed historical building. This is the only one hostel in the downtown, and is reopened next week. In the left side, the window is now have a logo for the Cheetah's Law. It's a snail. The counter and the floors was built by stones. Very, very beautiful. For the local people, local market is a center to gather everyone in the morning. Motorcycles is the main transport. Women and the men ride the motorcycle, go to shopping, and the food, shopping the food and the ingredient around the downtown. In the traditional market, you can get ingredient and prepared food in the traditional market, just like tofu, fried meat, sausage, garlic, onion, bamboo shoot, and everything. Beside Lake Shop, there is an amazing temple in the market. The temple serves not only the center, but also it's a symbol of local art. It's a small temple, and there is a unique earth god. This earth god is by the entire mosaic covered the world. Each type carry the wish of the local community. So you can touch the earth god on the world, and they will get bring you good luck and bring you the money. In a rural area, the bamboo shoots are the major agricultural products. The bamboo farm was cultivated in an eco-friendly manner, balancing bamboo shoots producing by ecological preservation. Why? Because there is a farmland green tree fork in the bamboo farm. It's an endangered animal in Taiwan. This species only you can see in Darling around the world, only in Darling. So we must protect this tree fork. So the local community has transitioned to fund the traditional farming to ecological farming. So they do not use the pesticide. So they work it organic. So the bamboo shoots are very healthy. So they don't have the pesticide. So we can cook it from the farm to the table, and can bring it to the tourists. So it's good for the community. So the local farmer keep the bamboo shoots that are edible but have fewer appearances for them. So they have different kind of to preserve the bamboo shoot, just like they make the salad and fermented in a jar or stir fry the bamboo shoot. So in Darling Township, everyone likes soup, just like this picture. They usually prepare big hot pot soup are traditional cuisine. So the ingredients used were highly quality, just like this photo. In the middle of this photo, the white ball is just like everyone like it because it's from the chicken's ball. And in Jai County, everyone eats the turkey rice, which involved boiling turkey meats and the rice with turkey oil, pickle, comparable rice egg and omelette, and tofu on the rice. Oh, don't forget the Taiwanese love bubble tea in any situation. And finally, thanks for your attention, and welcome to Cheetah Slow Darling and feel the slow in Taiwan. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much for a very interesting introduction to Cheetah Slow in Dallin, where there was a very interesting example of how local community can transition to traditional farming and contribute to ecological preservation, and then leverage this for sustainable tourism. It was a very interesting presentation. Thank you very much. The next presentation is also online, which is from the Kyoto Seika University in Japan, which is going to present to us about the Gion Festival. Please, the floor is yours.
Okay. Mic on stop.
Hello, we're from Kyoto Seika University in Japan. We are going to talk about our town, Kyoto. Let's start.
Hi, I'm Sora. I'm going to tell you about my summer episode. Hi, Marie. Do you have a plan during summer vacation?
Udah dengar. Yes, I am going to go out with my friends. しました。ミュート解除しました。Okay.
Oh, that's good. Are you going to a festival?
No, I had no plan. Do you have a festival to recommend in Kyoto?
Then Gion Matsuri is the best. Do you know it?
No, I don't. What is Gion Matsuri?
Well, I'll explain about the Gion Matsuri. Gion Matsuri is a festival where people pray to the god enshrined at Yasaka Shrine for the health and peace in the town. There are many omikoshis which are portable at Yasaka Shrine. Gion Matsuri has a history of over 1,000 years. It started before 869 AD. It is held during July every year around the Yasaka Shrine. Especially in July 17th and 24th, many people visit the Gion Matsuri and many floats parade around town, like in this map. During this period, Kyoto City is surrounded by the excitement of this festival. Gion Matsuri has two types of floats, Hoko and Yama, and all floats have characteristics like this.
Wow, I want to go see it.
That's good. Let's go together. Gion Matsuri has an initiative called the Zero Garbage Strategy, and there are garbage stations. The Gion Matsuri is crowded with many food stalls and attract many visitors from Japan and abroad. But the amount of garbage is increasing. Therefore, we collect and separate garbage to keep the city clean.
The city is beautiful because this activity helps to prevent the becoming of Kyoto by carnage tourists from tourists during the Gion Festival.
The trash boxes have lacerations of combustible garbage, cans, and plastic bottles, so please dispose of them accordingly. That's a problem now. There is an initiative to solve this problem. Would you like to go to that workshop?
Yes.
Let's go.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Akari. I do a workshop for families.
Why did you start this workshop?
I moved to Kyoto with my family at the end of 2014. Then I was pregnant with my first child. I'm from Hokkaido, where indigenous and people have a long history. But new Japanese settlers moved there and started of
cultivate
the land for the last 150 years. When I came to Kyoto, I found it refreshing not only because of its deep history, but also because I feel that the now is definitely connected to the past. I was shocked above all. I was especially moved by the existence of festival that has been going on for thousand years. However, when I told the people around me that I wanted to take my baby to see the Gion festival, the mothers around me said, "That's not a place to go with child. Did you know that's so crowded? That's impossible." I was told this many times, and I felt a sense of confusion. But I went to anyway. And it's true that there aren't many places for small children to rest. And walking around with my baby in Kyoto's harsh summer heat was exhausting. So I returned home exhausted. At the same time, I saw something amazing that surprised or that fatigue. And I thought children should see this more. I wanted them to experience it. With this in mind, I created a project called Let's Go with the Kids Young Festival, which started in the summer of 2014 and 17 and continues to this day. The initiative started by setting up around 13 distinct areas for children in the festival area, distributing information about them in a map form and providing a storage service. Every year after the festival ends, we think about new possibilities, things I want to do, and things I want to take on. Although we are changing the format flexibly, our desire to connect child and the town remains the same. Children equal future. We must pass on to the next generations the wisdom, aesthetic, science, culture, art, and seed that we received from our ancestors and casually use in our daily activities. It will not be passed on to the next generation. The same goes for festival. I believe that the actions we take together with the children in front of us today will have a great impact on the children of the future.
The Gion Festival is a getting festival that everyone enjoys, but it has problems with garbage and the lack of people bringing children with them.
There have also been other problems, for example, the problem of passing it on to future generations and the problem that new generations can't rebuild the portable shrines, even if they want to, because of the lack of experience. At some elementary and junior high schools in Kyoto, students can actually experience playing the hoko instrument and receive instructions about it. I would like to have this activity spread to many people, not just in Kyoto.
My local festival has also been cancelled due to the coronavirus. However, it's important to hold these events and pass the knowledge and this culture on the next generation.
That's all. That's all. Thank you for listening. See you again.
Thank you very much for a great example of how storytelling through the medium of a conversational dialogue, where the characters have different perspectives and different backgrounds, can really show how a traditional festival can bring together all people. And it does not necessarily have to have a negative environmental impact, thanks to the Zero Garbage Initiative and the Eco Station that they shared. So thank you again for sharing this with us. Before we move on to our next presentation, because there's some more people that have arrived, I want to just point out that we have a Mentimeter in which you can add your keywords that come to mind during the presentation, and it's going to pass by in the moving thing. So you go to the website, you enter the code, and you can add keywords that we will then use for an exercise after the session. And then I would like to introduce our next speaker, who is from Cameroon and will present to us the best places to be, town of Bertoua. Please come to the stage, and the floor is yours. Is there anybody here for the town of Bertoua to give a presentation? No? Ah, okay.
We'll do another one first. Yes, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so we're going to wait a little bit for this presentation, and we're going to move on to the presentation of the Ukrainian Cultural Foundation, which is online, and is going to present to us the cultural heritage and modern identification of Ukraine in the world 2022-2023. So please, you can start your presentation.
Hello, my name is Oksana Reiter. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody in the name of Ukrainian Cultural Foundation and Ukraine, to thank all of you for the given opportunity to participate. I have the honor to represent. Как переключать?
Activate your audio, Ms. Reiter, please.
I did. Sorry, some technical. You hear me now?
Yes, it's okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry for that. Some technical. I don't know what is that, but okay. My name is Oksana Reiter. I am from Ukraine. I thank everybody for given opportunity to participate at today's meeting. And I have the honor to represent the Ukrainian Cultural Foundation, which is a state-owned institution created with the aim to fostering the development of culture and arts in Ukraine. The UCF provides financial support in the form of grants and scholarships to individuals and organizations engaged in cultural activities in Ukraine. And in 2002-2003, we have a special situation in our country, but we continue to showcase its diverse cultural traditions, historical landmarks, and artistic achievements, solidifying its presence on the global stage. So, today, we invite you to embark on a journey to rediscover the richness and uniqueness that characterizes Ukrainian cultural tapestry, especially in its western landscapes. Surely, Ukraine is more than just the western regions. However, current circumstances lead us to define our geographical boundaries primarily for security reasons. Also, I am going to illustrate the projects aimed at preserving and promoting Ukrainian cultural heritage. You will also find QR links below to find out some more information if you like it. So, our first place is Chervona Horod, nestled in Ukraine's Ternopil region. Dating back to the 9th century, the castle stands as a silent witness to significant historical events, with ties to Kievan Rus, princes and noble families such as Khoriatovich. Despite its removal from official maps in 1970, this centuries-old destination continues to beckon historians and travelers. The next leg of our journey is Khotin Fortress, a medieval marvel nestled on the banks of Dniester River. Originating from the 10th century, this iconic fortress proudly exhibits imposing stone walls and towers, serving as an enduring testament to centuries of history and strategic importance. The Chernivtsi National Museum, it's like a museum, but it's National University, named after Yuri Fedkovich. It's a bastion of cultural and intellectual heritage that holds immense significance. The former residence of Bukovina and Dalmatia Metropolitan stands as a powerful symbol of rich multinational history. And now let me show the projects supported by UCF to preserve and promote the cultural heritage of our country. Here you can see, for example, 3D models of Ukrainian landmarks, including castles, temples, and fortresses. Next one, with the support of our foundation, you can get to know more about intangible cultural heritage on the platform of the Ukrainian Center for Cultural Studies. So next, we highly recommend you to visit these 3 cities of the west of Ukraine: Ivano-Frankivsk, Uzhhorod, and Kamenets-Podilsky. Each city beckons with its unique charm and blend of history, architecture, and vibrant local life. Ivano-Frankivsk is a gate to Carpathian Mountains. Its well-preserved historic center showcases Hutzul architecture, dive into the local life and markets. Art lovers, make sure to visit the Prikarpatia Art Museum here, where you can explore the beautiful artworks of our artist Paraska Homa, and also the Folk Art Museum. Next city I'm telling you about is Uzhhorod city. It is situated in the far western corner of Ukraine, the city with a unique blend of cultures and a rich history. The cityscape is adorned with the architectural gems, including the Uzhhorod Castle, standing proudly on a hill overlooking the Uzh River. As a crossroads to diverse influence, Uzhhorod offers a taste of Hungarian, Slovak, and Rusin traditions. Last but not least, Kamenets-Podilsky stands as one of the oldest cities once inhabited by the Tripilians. Its main attraction is the local fortress, transformed into a living museum. The town is mainly known thanks to its fortress, but it also attracts tourists who love street art culture with the yearly Republic Festival, bringing together modern musicians and street artists from Ukraine and abroad. Close to Ivano-Frankivsk, there is a Sizebok Folk Art Museum, part of the European route of ceramics, offering insights into the Yurik-Koziv partner ceramics. With support from our fund, the museum has developed an inclusive website allowing visitors to take a virtual tour. Here you can find out more information about the Republic Festival in Kamenets-Podilsky. Yes, here is the slide. On its 10th edition, the festival took a digital dimension. The project aims to raise awareness of the cultural and historical legacy of the city of Uzhhorod. The interactive maps turn the excursion into a quest with engaging questions and tasks enhancing awareness of the city's heritage. Next, our slide is about a couple of traditions that are integral to the essence of Western regions. For example, first is Malanka, celebrated 7 days after Christmas and has pagan roots. The celebrations often include a procession with participants wearing masks, costumes resembling characters from Ukrainian folklore. There may be also music, dancing, and some traditional rituals. Second one, on the right, you see pisanki art. Tradition to decorate Easter eggs is a cherished tradition in Ukraine. This craft is supposed to create a masterpiece out of dyes and beeswax. The skill and artistry behind pisanki have been passed down through generations. These traditions and festives not only showcase Ukraine's rich cultural diversity, but also serve as a testament to the resilience of its cultural heritage throughout history. Next one, Huculska Vatra Festival, one more our project and one more festival. For instance, we supported the online festival Huculska Vatra, providing a platform for individuals to showcase and reflect upon Hucul tradition, folklore and crafts. Next one, our project, Lviv Bandura Fest. The festival aimed at present music performed with traditional Ukrainian instruments, the bandura. And last but not least, for all of us, traditional food of Ukraine. Of course, apparently you will not be starving during your journey. Do not miss the opportunity to try our traditional snacks. Garlic-flavored pampushki can be enjoyed as a snack or accompanied to other dishes, popular in all the regions of Ukraine. Krucheniki are usually seen on the Christmas morning table and other significant family occasions. And for dessert, traditional so-called Lviv cheesecake or Lviv sirnik, crafted from high-quality cottage cheese, eggs, shua, and a touch of vanilla. Dear friends, Ukraine's cultural heritage is a living, breathing entity and continues to evolve and adapt to the modern world while retaining its deep roots in tradition. It is a source of inspiration and it provides a sense of belongings and identity for Ukrainians both at home and abroad, especially today. By celebrating our rich traditions, we foster a greater sense to unity and understanding among diverse cultures. We invite all of you to visit Ukraine. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Oksana, for sharing with us the important work of the Ukrainian Cultural Foundation, where we can really see the power and the resilience of cultural heritage, and how you're using digital technologies like 3D modeling, virtual reality, to preserve both the tangible and the intangible heritage of Ukraine. Since the outbreak of the armed conflict about 2 years ago, Ikramfar has been engaged in heritage safeguard in various parts of Ukraine, including Kyiv, Chernihiv, Lviv, and Kharkiv. And we hope to continue supporting such strong efforts to safeguard Ukraine's heritage. So thank you very much for sharing. Our next presentation is in presence and online, presenting the Tiznit, the Provincial Council of Tiznit in Morocco. Please. Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody, esteemed guests and fellow enthusiasts of culture and travel. It's with great pleasure and excitement that I stand before you today. In the name of the Provincial Council of Tiznit, I am honored to participate in the esteemed Florence Festival to share the rich Tiznit province. So this is me, Ms. Hanit Masoud. I'm a master's graduate in HR management. I work in the social development department at the Provincial Council of Tiznit, proudly serving as an elected figure in a rural town of the Tafraout region and passionate about driving positive change. Tiznit, a gem in Morocco, enchants visitors with the ancient Medina, adorned with vibrant souks and lively trades, revealing the tapestry of Amazigh culture. In Tafraout, a painter's paradise, nestled within the Anti-Atlas Mountains, ochre cliffs become nature's canvas, showcasing geological wonders like painted rocks, lion's head, and Napoleon's hat. Aflagir, the gateway to Ait Mansour Valley, enfolds a lush sanctuary amid the Anti-Atlas, graced by verdant vegetation, almond and olive trees, and ancient rock engravings in the Ukas region, hinting at a profound and ancient history. So explore these captivating facets of Tiznit province and be immersed in their allure. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the immersive visual journey through Win Tiznit. In this 8-minute spectacle, let the picturesque landscapes, rich heritage, and cultural tapestry of Tiznit unfold before your eyes. Our future is an extension of our past. So I hope that this video tell you more and more about the beauty of Disney's Provence. So I invite you to pack your curiosity and embrace the warmth of Disney's Provence. Come, explore, and create your own stories in the vibrant tapestry of Morocco. Thank you very much.
Thank you for taking us on this immersive visual journey where you use the keywords, powerful images and music to showcase Disney's natural and cultural heritage. Before we move on to our next 4 presentations, I would like to invite Nora on the stage to guide a short Q&A session. And in the meantime, we are going to project the QR code for the Mentimeter, and we again invite you to add any keywords that came to mind during the previous presentations.
Thank you. I just wanted to give a quick thank you to all our speakers today for taking us on a journey through these very rich cultural sites all over the world. Before I open the floor to questions, I actually had a question myself for the Tiznit province, if they're still with us. Are they still online, the Tiznit region? From the Tiznit region, are you here to answer some questions? Nezha, Mrs. Masoud, I think.
Morocco, are you online? Naji?
Well, does anyone have any questions for anyone else who is presenting for us today?
It's not online.
I guess not.
I would like to ask if we can have an overview again of the posters and of the way that each of these presentations have contributed to the festival. Because as we said yesterday afternoon, each of the presentations, the cultural storytelling that are here now presented, actually are part of the exhibition, and each of the panel in the exhibition refers to the cultural storytelling that here is presented and has a landing page on the website of the luoghiparlanti.it that helps giving voice to all the information and the work that has been done by each delegation. So I think that this could be for sure an important instrument to be used at local level to promote the work they have done. And actually from the Morocco, I would like to ask, but actually they are not, she's here, to share the videos and so that we can implement the page of the Wintiznit, the cultural storytelling on the web, on the live on the luoghiparlanti.it itinerary, also with this video information. So, thank you. Magari lo facciamo poi andare.
Nezha, are you with us? Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
You want me to share the video?
Yeah, you wanted her to share.
Okay, once again.
Oh, not now. We just meant to.
Okay, yesterday night I have shared it by email.
Okay, thank you. I actually had a question for you. You said a very important phrase that the future is an extension of our past. I just wanted to ask what that means to you in your region.
It means that we have a lot of traditions here in the province of Tiznit and a big heritage. So we are so honored about this heritage. And now, as young people, we try to protect this heritage, to give it to the next generations.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I have two questions. One for the Kyoto Seika University girl. She's still there. The Kyoto Seika University student. Are you there? Okay, in the meanwhile, I have another question for Neza, always. So I think your presentation was really enriching, not just the presentation you showed us today, but also all the material you sent in the itinerary with text, pictures, with 9 points. So it was very, very rich, and I invite everyone to have a look at it. And there was also it was very nice for me to hear at a certain point when you said that future is rooted in our past. So I think it was a very powerful sentence from your side. So I had a question about the music in the videos you showed, because some of them seem to me to be very relevant in terms of tradition. Some were kind of songs or praise, probably. So I wanted to know a little bit more about that. Thank you.
Okay, so in that video we have four kinds of music. Two musics are how to say that it's a music of the world, and we have the music of the folklore of Ahwal. It's original from Tafraut. The second music is and the last Zawiya we have in the province of Tiznit, and in general in Morocco we have Zawiya. It means a place where people or Muslims go to pray in groups. So it was a praise and sittings of the Quran.
Oh, thank you. So, in case you didn't do it in the when you send them, I think it will be relevant to have this information so that they will be posted with the itinerary also.
Yeah, it's already posted with the itinerary.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
I mentioned maybe the Zawiya of Aglo and Zawiya of Sidi Ahmed Musa. You can take a look and you will find it.
Thank you, Neta, and thank you to all of our... Oh, we have one more question, actually.
Thank you, Nora. My question is for Oksana. If I may, I wanted to ask that in this current situation and the ongoing war, how are you sort of planning for, tourism at some point, if there are any strategies and new approaches that you are thinking of?
Thank you very much for your question. Of course, in Ukraine, the situation is rather special, and it is difficult to plan anything even for the next month and for the next week. But notwithstanding this fact, as I told you in my presentation, we have some safety reasons, Western reasons, and a middle territory of our country. And to say you the truth, a lot of foreigners are here with us, supporting, working in project, and just coming to help. But as for the plans, we do plan peaceful life, and we do plan touristic routes, touristic infrastructure to be developed, and we have some regions on the eastern part of our country where our cultural heritage was almost destroyed, and now we have some ideas how to renovate it, and you saw our projects on digital museums, on digital routes and everything like that. For us important to raise the accessibility of tourists to our places. For now like that, but we think about the future, and we have special, I don't know, our organizations, governmental organizations who are dealing with tourism, they have strategies to how to develop, but slightly they are moved now not to development of routes, but to reconstruction of our museums, I don't know, theaters and everything. Thank you for the question.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Noura, as well, for running the question and answer session. I will stay away from the speaker this time. If we can pull up the Mentimeter QR code again for everyone who has been able to join us a bit later, I would just like to reiterate that we are, and also for our panelists online, please do go to either scan this barcode or go to menti.com and enter this code, because the idea is that every time our panelists transport you to a particular place, we would like to know what comes in your mind. In 3 words, how would you summarize what this particular place made you feel, what it reminded you of, how you felt connected to it, and so on. So if you can give us these words. We ran an exercise yesterday, which is a collection of all of these words from all these different places, from our 12 panelists. And in the end, we will be able to do an exercise where we will try to make a story out of the randomized word generator. And it will be very, very useful if you are able to contribute to these words. And now I will invite Mohana to invite our next speakers.
Thank you, Joey. I want to ask our presenter from Cameroon if he's ready. Yes. So our next presenter is from Cameroon, who will be presenting to us about the best places to be, town of Bertoua. Floor is yours.
Pause. Good morning. Try. Okay, this is to go ahead with the slides.
No, after the slides. I say something. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Before my presentation, I want to say something before. I want first to present myself. I am Mr. Dimbele Jean-Marie Sodea. I am a city mayor. You know, in Cameroon we have city mayor and Lord Mayor. I'm a city mayor. My council has 2 councils. My city council has 2 councils. I do my best to speak English. Cameroon is bilingual country, but all the Cameroonians are not bilingual. I start by French because we have the Congolese speak only French. Now I do my speech French and in English. Monsieur le Président émérite de la Fondation Del Blanco, Madame la Présidente de la Fondation Romualdo Del Blanco, chers membres des délégations, honorables invités en vos rangs, titres et grades distingués, Mesdames et Messieurs, c'est un ainsi honneur pour moi de prendre la parole devant ce riche panel à l'occasion du 3e Festival de Florence, World in Florence 2023, dont la plupart des travaux porteront sur les enjeux et les défis du nouveau tourisme. Je voudrais remercier le président émérite de la Fondation pour son travail acharné pour la valorisation et la promotion du tourisme. Et par qui cette collaboration entre la mairie de ville de Berthois et la Fondation Romualdo Del Blanco a été possible. Cette énième participation au festival à Florence, sans oublier l'accompagnement pédagogique de mon personnel sur les méthodes de narration culturelle au mois de juin dernier, marque notre fructueuse relation. Mesdames et Messieurs, je me fais ici l'écho des populations de la ville de Berthois, ville où il fait bon vivre, ville futuriste, avec ses atouts géographiques et touristiques, un sous-sol riche en minerais. Le thème de cette année est plus qu'intéressant, car nous amène à réfléchir sur les défis et solutions que nous devons apporter au tourisme en cette période post-pandémie, et la ville de Berthois souhaite jouer sa partition. Vive la Fondation Romualdo Del Blanco, vive la ville de Berthois, ville futuriste. Je vous remercie. Mr. President Emeritus of the Romualdo Del Blanco Foundation, Madam President of the Romualdo Del Blanco Foundation, dear members for the delegations, distinguished guests, each in your distinguished rank and titles, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for me to address this rich panel on the occasion of the 3rd Florence Festival, World in Florence 2023, where most of the world will focus on the challenges and estimates of the new tourism. I'd like to thank the Foundation's Chairman Emeritus for this hard work in promoting tourism and for making this collaboration between Berthois Town Council and the Remedios del Blanco Foundation possible. This obtained participation in the festival in Florence, not forgetting the educational support given by my staff of cultural storytelling methods last June, marked our fruitful relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to speak on behalf of the people of Bertois, a city where life is good, with its geographical and tourist assets. This year's theme is more than interesting, as it leads us to reflect to the challenges and solutions we need to bring to tourism in this post-pandemic period, and the city of Bertois wants to play its part. Then long life to Remedios del Blanco Foundation, long life to City Bertois and a futurist city. I would like to thank all of us. Thank you.
The city mayor of Bertois not travel to empty hand. He came for some gift to the foundation staff.
I want to finish by giving the gift before our presentation. Also, okay. Where is Mr. Remedios del Blanco? No, Remedios, the father. No.
My grandfather.
Okay, you presented to the. Okay. Yes. This is the gift to your father, Remedios del Blanco. I want to tell him to continue to support us, to take our hand.
Your hand.
Yes, our hand. Yes, our hand. Yes, to continue to support us.
Sure.
To accompany us.
Sure, we
okay.
will.
Thank you. This is your own, Madam Carlota de Blanco. You see, this is hand. Don't you continue to do it after your father. Okay. Mr. Simone.
Mr. Simone, that's you.
This is you. You see, you work every day. This is Africa. We are here in many countries. I want you to continue to help us every day, every time.
Merci.
Yes. God bless you.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Hand.
Thank you.
C'est bon maintenant. Yes. Okay, thank you. I am the French speaking. I will do my best to make my presentation in English. Bertois, the best place to be city. Bertois is in Africa, in Central Africa, in Cameroon. Founder of Bertois is King Bertois. Bertois have most access in tourism, in geography, and culture. Okay, my name is Yannick Bendeke. I am a contractual manager of City Council of Bertois. I am account. That is logo of Bertois City Council. Okay, the plan of presentation have three parts. Bertois, a town with a pleasant climate, and two, Bertois, a city of luxuriant nature, Bertois, a city of fascinating culture diversity. Betoa, a town, a pleasant climate. This beautiful city is often referred of the city of the rising sun. The climate is generally hot and humid throughout the year, due to its location in a tropical region. Average temperature vary between 23 and 32 degrees. The rainy season extends from March of November, with abundant rainfall. December or February are considered by the dry season, but there may be occasional shower and two Betoa of luxuriant nature. Here, for the first picture, you can see the bust of the first mayor of the city council of Betoa in the park, in the Sembeleko Park. You can see for the other picture, Sembeleko Fort, which is a luxuriant nature. For three Betoa of fascinating culture. Betoa have many population, but the representative are the Baya, Maka, and Kako. Some of these people have house culture, custom, variety culture, dance. For this picture, we can see the traditional dress by a dance group of Baya. For next, it is a traditional dress for the traditional dress for the Maka culture dance group. Other culture is one traditional food of the population of the Eastern region. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, respected Mayor, and thank you so much, Mr. Bendeke. I really appreciated how your presentation and how you spoke about Betoa was, under this clear framework of climate, nature, culture, and so much we could understand from the 5 minutes presentation that you gave us, and I think that's a clear sign of very good storytelling. With that, I think our team from Georgia is here in presence. Of course, sure. So our next presentation will be from Georgia on Mernoli municipality talking tourist places from the town of Mernoli. So they're trying to figure out the IT aspect, I think, and once that is sorted, the floor is all yours. Welcome. And Ms. Nina, if I may request you to kindly introduce yourself before you start your presentation.
Thank you. Hello. Nice to meet you from Georgia. This is Nina Davidze. I represent, together with the University of Georgia, Tbilisi, and Mernoli municipality. So our topic for today is why Mernoli municipality and the tangible and intangible heritage of this region. Let me first tell you a little bit about the place. Mernoli municipality is located in the eastern part of Kırmızıkartli. Its administrative center is the city of Mernoli. It borders another regions of Mernoli, that is Bolnisi, Tetritsaro, Gardabani, and besides, what is the most special one, it borders with Armenia and Azerbaijan to the south. The region has a subtropical warm steppe climate with a semi-desert, mixed forest and alpine mountain zones, flora and fauna represented by a variety of species. In Mernoli municipality, there are about 17 communities with 77 villages and 1 city. The population of ethnic composition, Georgians, Azerbaijans, Armenians, and small minority groups are, for example, Russians and Greeks. Due to its ethnic composition, tourists have opportunity to share the traditions and culture of different ethnic groups. Here, this is the map of Mernoli municipality. And the intangible cultural heritage, tangible one, and key tourist attractions. About the third one, Mr. Elguja represents Marneuli municipality itself, will speak about the key points of tangible cultural heritage. As for the festivals, every year in Marneuli municipality there are held various festivals, and among them it's worth to note newly established one, Marneul Loba. The festival serves to show the diverse culture of Marneuli municipality and the harmonious coexistence of different ethnic groups. There you can meet exhibitions of traditional Georgian, Azerbaijani, Armenian and Greek cuisine and ethnographic samples presented by administrative units of Marneuli municipality. Besides, we have another kind of festival that is called One Caucus Fest, and what is the most special in this festival? It brings together musicians, artists, architects, educators and volunteers from all over the world. The aim of the fest is to support the local municipality to create an inspirational and safe space to foster the meetings and collaboration of young people from the entire Caucasus. Besides, as I've mentioned above, Marneuli is also distinguished by monuments of historical and cultural importance. Here we'll find settlements of Stone Age and the remains of megalithic buildings and medieval temples and fortresses, such as Hujabi, Tsapi Fortress, Kremot-Serakvi Monastery Complex, Shulaveri Fortress, Gagi Fortress, and many others. I won't take your attention about the cultural heritage of German culture and Imirigora, that are the key points of our project. And I will speak about the research evidence. It was the identification of less known tangible and intangible culture of Marneuli, because itself in this municipality, this heritage is not represented in the packages of touristic agencies in Georgia. So it is word for word to just know it and have to come to the international level. Step forward. I will leave to Mr. Elguja the others to discuss and why this project was so unique. Except of the non-governmental organization, Tourism and Reality and the municipality, about 3 universities together got the part implementing the project. First, the university which I represent, University of Georgia, together with the head of School of Business and Administrative Studies, Mrs. Maya Mashukeli. She is here and represents herself. Myself, Nino Davidze, besides the Caucasus International University, again Tbilisi, Georgia, and International Black Sea University, you have the opportunity to meet them yesterday. As for the members of Marneuli municipality, you have authorities such as First Deputy Mayor Roin Deganoidze, Head of the Administrative Service Mamuka Shubitidze, Head of Department of Education, Culture, Sports and Youth Affairs of Marneuli Municipality, Elguja Kupatadze, he's standing next to me, and Head of the Economic Department, Rabil Gassanov. Besides, Specialist of Public Relations Department, Mrs. Mariam. So, besides the Hexaper Georgia, in collaboration with the Tourism of Reality, helped us to implement this great project. And thanks to all the organizers and the participants of the project. Now, let me just have your attention to Mr. Elguja, who provide you with the information about tangible cultural heritage. These are the key main points of culture and heritage in Marneuli municipality. They're quite new thing that represents this municipality, and it is worth of taking attention. Thank you in advance. Please, Mr. Elguja. We have again another video concerning these cultural heritage. That will give you the main idea about this cultural heritage. So, please. And besides, you will hear the ancient, the only Georgian language, how it sounds. It is unusual for you. So Mr. Elgojo will speak Georgian, and besides, I will translate together with him.
მოგესალმებით ბატონებო და ქალბატონებო. მე წარმოვადგენ საქართველოს, მათ შორის მარნეულის მუნიციპალიტეტს. მოგიყვებით, რა თქმა უნდა, თქვენ იცით, რომ საქართველო ტურისტულად ძალიან მიმზიდველი ადგილია. გამომდინარე იქიდან, რომ ბოლო 10 წლეულია, რაც უსაფრთხო ქვეყნის სიაში წარდგა საქართველო, ამიტომ ტურისტების სიმრავლე არის მომრავლებული. თუმცა მე მინდა გაგაცნოთ, თუ რატომ უნდა მოვიდეთ მარნეულის მუნიციპალიტეტში.
Hello again from Georgia and especially from Marneuli municipality. Georgia has the diverse culture and different kinds of resources of having touristic attractions, and Marneuli municipality is not an exception. It has lots of cultural heritage, tangible and intangible, and in a very short time I will tell you why Marneuli municipality, why you have to come to Marneuli municipality.
თქვენ რუკაზე ხედავთ, ეს არის მარნეულის მუნიციპალიტეტის რუკა და ზემოთ არის საქართველოს რუკა და ხედავთ რა ნაწილში ვართ, საქართველოს რა ნაწილში მდებარეობს მარნეულის მუნიციპალიტეტი. ეს არის ჩვენი ძლიერი მხარე, ანუ დედაქალაქთან სიახლოვე, რომელიც დაცილებულია 29 კილომეტრით, სრულიად ტურისტს შეუძლია 3-ჯერ იმგზავროს მარნეულში და უკან დაბრუნდეს და ქვემოდან, ანუ სამხრეთით გვესაზღვრება სომხეთისა და აზერბაიჯანის რესპუბლიკა, რაც გვაძლევს იმის საშუალებას, რომ ბევრი ტურისტი შემოედინოს საქართველოში და მარნეულის გავლით.
What is strength about Marneuli municipality? It is that it's it's not far from the capital of Georgia, Tbilisi. You can easily go and return back in one day. And besides, it has, as I've mentioned above, it is an ethnic city. It borders South Armenia and Azerbaijan. So it is a wide variety of developing ethnic tourism in the district and in Marneuli municipality especially.
ჩვენთვის მარნეულის მუნიციპალიტეტისთვის და მთლიანად საქართველოსთვის ეს არის სავიზიტო ბარათი. ანუ რატომ? იმიტომ რომ ეს არის ადგილი, სადაც სოფლიოში პირველად ადამიანმა მოაშინაურა ველური ვაზი და დაწურა ღვინო, ანუ გადაჭრილი გორა. თქვენ კარგად იცით, რომ ღვინო რამდენად პოპულარული გახდა მსოფლიოს მასშტაბით დღესდღეობით და უნდა იცოდეთ და ვიცოდეთ და ზოგმა ვიცით, რომ ეს ღვინო დაიბადა მარნეულის მუნიციპალიტეტში სწორედ აქ გადაჭრილ გორაზე 8000 წლის წინ.
And so-called the visit card of Marneuli municipality is Imiri Gora, that is Mount Imiri in English. We are, according to the excavations, there were found about 8,000 years ago that Georgians had the production of wine, and I will read a little bit about the excavation site where the ancient cella has been excavated. Excavations made by archaeologists of the National Museum of Georgia and the University of Toronto, Canada, proved that the history of world winemaking began in Marneuli about 8,000 years ago. This fact played a significant role in the promotion of the region's wine and increasing its awareness in the world wine market. And yesterday, let me, Mr. Elgojo, say that when you if you were yesterday and degustated,
არქეოლოგიური ძეგლი, მაგრამ მომავალში უკვე მიმდინარეობს მშენებლობა ამ ძეგლის და აი ასეთი ინფრასტრუქტურა იქნება. იქნება მუზეუმი, ღვინის და ტურისტულად დამახასიათებელი სხვა ინფრასტრუქტურა და შეგიძლიათ გეპატრიჟებით მობრძანდით მოსანახულებლად.
So the first slide was about the monument of the site, and now, as you see there, it will be after the reconstruction works, where tourists come and see this site, that is of great importance, of international importance, not only for Maneuli municipality, but also for Georgia. As these are the pictures of festivals.
არის მარნეულის მუნიციპალიტეტი მულტიეთნიკური მუნიციპალიტეტი, ცხოვრობს მრავალეროვანი მოსახლეობა, შესაბამისად არის მრავალეთნიკური კულინარია. არის მრავალეთნიკური სახეობის სპორტი და ერთგვარად დღეს სტანდარტებთან რომ გავთანაბრდეთ, შეშემოპირების, ანუ ეს გადავთარგმნოთ, არის მათთვის ადაპტირებული ყველა ის დაწესებულება, რაც გვაქვს.
So, as I've mentioned above, and you see from the pictures, Marneuli municipality is multi-ethnic region. So the newcomer, the tourists can just degustate all kinds of cuisine, Armenian, Georgian, and Azerbaijani cuisine. Besides, just take part in sports competitions, and what is the most important, it is adapted to impaired people, the most important one. And the last key point of Marneuli municipality is the sites of the city.
კულტურული ძეგლები, რომელიც ძალიან მრავლად არის ჩვენს მუნიციპალიტეტში და სლაიდზე გავა სხვადასხვა ძეგლების ამსახველი ფოტომასალა.
So the sites are of old and new cultural heritage of Marneuli municipality.
არის გერმანული კულტურა ასევე, რომელიც არის ერთ-ერთი სოფელი თამარისი, სადაც გერმანული დასახლება იყო 1908 წლიდან და აი ასეთი თანმიმდევრობით წარმოგიდგენთ რუკას და გერმანულ არქიტექტურას, სარდაფებს და სახლებს.
And another, together with the Emiri Mount, we have the German culture here. The Germans that settled down in Georgia long ago, but after the Sovietization, the Soviet government eliminated the German cultural presence in the region by closing down German schools and changing German-sounding names of all colonies. In 1941, the majority of the settlers were subject to deportation to Central Asia and Siberia. Only those German women remained in the settlements that created mixed families. So together with Mr. El-Guja, the Marneuli municipality has undergone some kind of project. The local government of Marneuli municipality and the Department of Education, Culture, Sports and Youth Affairs of Marneuli played a huge role in implementing the above-mentioned project. It's a step forward, creating tourist packages reflecting German culture in Marneuli municipality. You just see in the pictures the productions of corn production of they have the stable where tourists come visit and have this kind of sport and different kinds of production, agriculture and weaving also. That is quite okay. And educational institutions, a catering system, hotels, the transport of the municipality, and information center. If you come to Marneuli municipality, you can get different kinds of information concerning our culture, and namely Marneuli municipality tangible, intangible culture, information about it. Thank you in advance.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. While you were talking about the place, I enjoyed how you gave us a clear picture about the topography, about the socio-cultural aspect of the place, of Marneuli, the natural resources, its people and their cultures, and what we call this is a climate culture story. And these kind of stories, when we, talk to the locals and build these stories, it does not only enrich and enhance
tourists' experiences, but also helped in sustainable land management and development plannings. And it is also very interesting to see how you have sparked research in the field as well. And a few days back, I was talking to my mentor, Aparna. I don't think she's here, but there is a similar case also in India where they're trying to bring in researchers to the place and do more research while, promoting tourism. So that's a great example, and thank you so much for the presentation again. We move on to our next panelist from Nigeria. Are they here? They're online. Okay, great. They will be talking about the cultural musical activities and stage drama of Yoruba people, splendid tunes and amazing grace voices of Ibadan. I'm so excited for this presentation. The floor is all yours.
Dear friends from Nigeria, so the floor is yours, please.
You can start your presentation if you're ready. Presenter from Nigeria, can you hear us? If you're ready, you can please start your presentation.
Please keep on.
We go on.
One, and hold on.
Okay. Oh, it's a We can't hear you. It's very interesting what we are seeing, but there is no sound. If you can reshare and turn on your audio.
Please activate audio. Please activate your audio. Your audio, please. There is no audio in your communication. You need to activate the audio. Please activate audio. Microphone, please activate microphone.
Can you turn on your sound? We cannot hear you. Okay, I think we...
Can you hear us now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes, your sound is okay.
Okay. So we are starting now.
This is based on Ocean Bogo, who was a powerful and mysterious warrior in the times of the world, from a town called Ijere in the southwestern part of Nigeria. So anytime it's been woken up, it's always been woken up by beating the person, in which we are going to show you on the live stage performance now. that in his vineyard, there's always entertainment in his vineyard. His vineyard is always lively, in which music is always being entertained with music, which I'm going to be showing you now. Confronted his son during the war. So there are many strange stories that were told about him. Some said he entered the ground at a place called Okiagba in the town of Ijero, and he instructed his people that anytime they need help, they should beat the spot where he entered the ground in order to call him. So what really happened was that Osebubo was trapped with his son, so he eventually killed his son So when he killed his son, he got annoyed. When he saw that it was his son he killed, he got annoyed, so he entered the floor. So he died. He didn't die. He entered the ground. He didn't die. So anytime there's an outbreak of war and in which his help is being needed, so what they do is that the spot in which he entered the ground, they go there and they beat the ground 3 times. So it comes out. To avenge those people who the powerful and mischievous part of Nigeria called Ijoro Ekiti. Thank you.
Team Nigeria, thank you so much for that presentation. Wow, what an experience it has been. I think we need to mute. Yes. I think we were all grooving to the music and to your dance moves from thousands of kilometers away from your home. And I wish we were all hoping that you could be in presence and we could all witness this, unfolding in front of our own eyes. I have no words, actually. I will just move on to the next presentation. But really, congratulations, and what a lovely way to engage your audience and tell the stories. With that, I would move on to the next presentation from Czech Republic on Iron Curtain itinerary in Czech Republic from the Partnership Foundation of Brno. Are they here? Online?
Online. Hello, I'm online. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Daniel Morek. I'm working for the Partnership Foundation and Public Benefit Company. I'm going to unfold the story of the Iron Curtain Trail, which is 34 years ago. This was still true. There was a fence dividing Eastern and Western Europe. These are some remnants of the trail. I am the coordinator of this culture route and many other culture routes in the Czech Republic. But I'm going to concentrate on the story of the Iron Curtain because it's probably the most powerful story from all the culture routes in the Czech Republic. We can see, the fences are still dividing us, not between Czech Republic and Austria and Germany, but we are building walls all over Europe and other parts of the world. So this is still present, although this fence is only 300 meters long and it's the last remnant of the Iron Curtain. This was the Iron Curtain in the 50s. It was built between 1948 and 1950s. It was based on the story of the Iron Curtain Trail is based on the similar trail that was built in Berlin along the Berlin Wall, and then it was presented as an idea for the whole Europe. Since 2019, it's a culture route of the Council of Europe, so we are very proud that we can present this historic heritage also at the level of the Council of Europe. The whole trail, you can see on this map, it divided Western and Eastern Europe from the Barents Sea to the Black Sea. And our section is mostly along the Czech and Austrian border. There is the father of the idea of the Berlin Wall, Michael Kramer, a former MEP from European Parliament from Berlin, who had the idea to create the Berlin Wall trail. And later on, he moved even further to make the whole Iron Curtain Trail, which is about 10,400 kilometers long. And you can cycle it from Finland or Norway in the north to Bulgaria, Turkey, and Greece at the very end. It's the longest from all the routes that are crossing Europe. since I said it's a cultural route of Council of Europe, the main patrons, we wanted to give some personal feel about the trail. So Mr. Havel was, for example, our former president. He was one of the patrons. He died, unfortunately, 11 years ago, but he is still very present in the history. Mr. Gorbachev, Mr. Walesa, and Marianne Birtner from German side, they were all four patrons of this trail. You can see on the pictures, 34 years later, what was the dead stretch on the left? It became the nature took care of this dead strip, and it's now almost invisible that the two countries, this is a picture from East and West Germany, were divided by this wall. This is the map of all the trails, the cultural trails that are crossing Europe. It's called Eurovelo. You can check eurovelo.com. We have also apps that are available also for the Iron Curtain, with the stories of the Iron Curtain on the left. And we have also similar apps for other cultural routes. This is the situation in Czechia. The Eurovelo 13, the southern trail, the green line, it's almost 900 kilometers long. And what is interesting, it crosses it's not only a trail that goes on the former Eastern European side, but it crosses always to the neighbors. So 50% is on the Czech side and 50% is on Austrian or German or other parts. This is the situation in different regions because it has some regional feel. There are many museums and still remnants of the Iron Curtain Trail, which was never built right at the border. It was always built before the border because it was against international convention to have anything like this at the border. We have done some bike rides along the Iron Curtain to make it more visible. There are also services along the route, so you can cycle it entirely and find some nice accommodations for cyclists. We have a website, czechiabybike.com, where all these cultural routes are available online, and you can download GPS tracks and cycle it. Some of the parts are using the former military roads. This was a military road between Austria and Czechia, where the police and military patrols were chasing people who were trying to escape to freedom. It was very efficient, deadly machine until 1989. You can also find signposting. So each country has its own signposting, but if you are cycling, you can always see the 12 stars of the Council of Europe and the number of the trail and the name, in this case, Iron Curtain Trail. There is a rich storytelling and heritage interpretation on different panels along the route. Some of them are looking like the anti-tank barriers in the past, so they are already revoking the idea of Iron Curtain and what it was like. You can read stories like historic stories, but also stories of escapes, people, how they try to reach the West in the balloon or in the boat, or they dug tunnels. There were many attempts to escape to the West. Many of them ended in death. So there's about 1,000 people died only along the Czech border, mostly people from East Germany or Czechoslovakia, former Czechoslovakia. You can also find these interpretation panels with some shelters, because the route is in kind of remote areas. The communist regime tried to clear whatever was close to the border so people couldn't hide. And these are some examples of the monuments that are reminding of people who died at different stretches. There was along the Iron Curtain Trail, there is a small village in Germany that was called Little Berlin. It was divided by a wall. The parts of the village were on the eastern side, part on the western side. So you can visit this little town. And there are the remnants of the Iron Curtain. This is what it looked like. There was always a watchtower, and it was watched 24 hours a day so that nobody could escape. There was electric barbed wire with electricity that would kill people who tried to escape. We had a project that was focusing on storytelling with Austria, because mostly my generation of people, I'm 57, we remember very well what was the life behind the Iron Curtain. But for the new generation, we came up with these comics that shows and present the different history of the border regions, which is, for example, very rich also in wine traditions. This is a typical wine cellar lane in a small Austrian village at just very close to the Czech border. There is also a culinary heritage of the regions. I mean, it's not only wine and beer, which are typical for Bohemia and Austria, but it's a rich culinary tradition. And of course, common history, because the regions, they were divided by borders later on. I mean, this is a historic town of Mikulov at the border, which was until the 1945 predominantly German-speaking town, but then it came to Czechoslovakia. And these are pictures that there are still open-air museums where you can experience the life behind the Iron Curtain. There is also an app and website, ironcurtainstories.eu, that presents the escapes to the west. For example, here, the electric power line, people came, they made some special slide, and they went on these power lines to Austria. This is a couple that escaped to Austria. The trail is also well connected from Vienna and Brno by train or Prague. You can come by train or public transport. There is lots of services for cyclists. This is a smiling bike that shows you that this place is made for cyclists. There are also many maps and guides. And we have done several cycle routes with our Austrian, Bavarian, Czech, and Slovak friends to visit some of the monuments and celebrate. We also count people, how many people cycle, so it's a popular trail. And we have a new project that is focusing on tourism products. So in the future, you will be also able to go with a travel agency to cycle the whole stretch between Czech Republic, Austria, and Slovakia, for example. This is a 3-year project with Interreg Central Europe. So this was my short presentation. I invite you to also visit our website, eurovelo.cz or eurovelo.com, to get more information about our activities. Thanks a lot, and thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I think my key takeaway here is how wonderfully you have, turned a historic element that we associated with division, with violence, into something that is now bringing people together, that is uniting people, that is giving a new narrative to the younger generation. And this is the beauty of cultural heritage, isn't it? Because it changes meaning over time, and it's up to the people to interpret how they want to interpret it, how they want to enjoy it, how they want to access it. So thank you again for the wonderful presentation. And I will hand over the mic to Jui, because after this 4 presentations, we will take a short 5-minute pause to again sit and reflect on what we have heard since today morning. And we will take this opportunity to again insert our keywords into the Mentimeter. And Jui will explain the rest of the exercise.
Zoe, could you please bring up the Mentimeter barcode again for everyone who has joined us? After every 4 presentations, we're just stopping by to reflect on what is it that we connect with these presentations, whether we went to Taiwan, we went to Georgia, we went to Cameroon, Nigeria, we saw dance practices, positive connotation of heritage, we saw delicious food, beautiful landscapes, and each one of us and where we come from has this part of our soul in these characteristics. So if you can again scan this code and add your keywords, which will then be used to create a story of our own. No matter where these words come from, no matter what your own connotation is of cultural heritage, each one of us can make a story of our own, and that's cultural storytelling. I will now invite Noura to lead the question and answer session for any of our panelists that we had. Noura, here you go.
Thank you. Thanks to all our speakers and all the range of presentations that we just saw. Does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask? Yes? Oh, okay.
So I would like to, first, not just a question, but just a comment, I would say. I think what we have seen in the second part, it's pretty much wider expression of different contribution from different situations, especially for Nigeria. I would like to contextualize its presentation. They were supposed to be here in presence, over 30 people, and involve us with their Yoruba dancings. So it would have been much different, the immersive experience in joining their presentation. And by the way, they made it possible. And I think what we have seen, despite the fact of the connection, technical issues and so on, it is something that take us in that place where they live. So I think, again, this is an opportunity to jump, because of course presentations and PowerPoints are beautiful and help a lot in giving an insight, but then we have to contextualize what is the place we come from. And this is for Nigeria. Another aspects for, I would like to add for the Marneuli. We had a beautiful presentation, and I thank the mayor. And I would like to say that Marneuli has partially made the presentation. So all what we have in exhibition, the panels and so on, are final point in the work. So next year we will have your poster as well, and we wait for all the other detailed information you have given us today to implement the luoghiparlanti.it webpage. Because of course here we share with a wide number of people, but at the same time we are a committee, sort of a small group of people besides being big. And we want to see in our website the opportunity for each country, each territory, each place to promote itself and use this tool to create more awareness, to enrich the knowledge of all your tradition, craftsmanship, built heritage, cuisine, wine. We had wonderful presentations yesterday. So I would like that you all feel the opportunity of the WORLD in Florence tool of the exhibition as really a window through which you can introduce, present, and make us explore better your places. And this is something that we will go through also in the next presentations. And another thing I would like to add, so besides sending you the video, possiamo mandarlo il video? Can we send the video? The video we shared yesterday, so the virtual, do you mind? Okay. Sì, lo mandiamo. Un minuto, sì. So the way we should interact with the exhibition, we have not pictures, just pictures. It's a track, it's an itinerary, it's a way of understanding a place. Another thing that I feel it's very important is the connection between the different heritages we have, the different experiences that are on our territories. And this is something that from the music, yesterday from Romania, today from Nigeria, up to the social issues that we will see in the next presentations. This is the way how territory and places can make us, and I see here we have a big delegation from Italy, places can help us interact and deepen our knowledge about the opportunities that our territories have. So we are all actors in our communities, and we have the important duty to give to our future generation part of our past with our experience of today. And every one of us, in each own activity, in each own position, have the big duty to do this and to transmit it. So, thank you.
Thank you very much for your powerful words. So sorry about that. I know we have a few more questions, but we're a bit tight on time, so we'll save them for the end.
As you saw in the video, again, I mean, scanning these barcodes has become this new reality, and for especially, it has made it so much more easier for everyone to communicate and to reach different places. So as you saw, it's quite easy to reach these talking places by simply scanning the barcode, and you have all the itinerary, what to eat, where to go, the types of festivals and the types of dances that you can experience. So I really encourage all of our audience who is here to experience this exhibition, but also we will be towards the end maybe showing some panels that our participants today have prepared for our audience online. With that, we will go to our final 4 presentations. And again, as the words keep coming, do keep writing them in the Mentimeter. And I would like to invite from the Democratic Republic of Congo, if they are with us, to present vernacular architecture and socio-cultural realities of the Kabeya Kamunaya territory. Do we have... Yes, we have them in presence. Welcome, and please do introduce yourself. Thank you so much. Here you go.
Hello, everyone. There is some mistake with the topic, but the good topic is there. I'm Michel Tswangana. I'm an architect by trade, a member of Order of Architects of Congo, DRC. I'm in front of you today to talk about one topic, such as multicultural, fair, and patrimonial mirror of the Democratic Republic of Congo. We will mix with the French, foire multiculturelle and miroir patrimonial de la République démocratique du Congo. When we began this adventure, it was from in March 2023. It's for us a pleasure to be here with all delegation. Now we want to show you and to answer the many questions: what we are, who we are, and how we live each other. This is Congo. I'm going to present you my Congo, and Kinshasa was the city. Kinshasa is the capital and the largest city of the Democratic Republic of Congo, alongside the Congo River, mostly with Teke and Wumbu as indigenous people. We have many people like Luba, Congo, and Swahili, Ngala. Kinshasa, in the beginning, Kinshasa was the trading and the fishing villages. Now Kinshasa is a mega city with a population about 16 million. We have in front of us we have Brazzaville. Brazzaville is the capital of the neighboring Republic of Congo. There is two Congo. Brazzaville and Kinshasa are the second world's closest capital city after Roma and Vatican. Kinshasa is also a largest francophone urban area, with French being the official language, Lingala, and lingua franca. Its people are called Quinois. In French, there is Quinois and Quinoise. A little bit history of Kinshasa. In 1881, Kinshasa was colonized as a post trading by Henry Morton Stanley and was named Leopoldville in honor of King Leopold II of Belgium, who called the Congo. In 1965, after our independence, with the help of the US and Belgium, Joseph Désiré Mobutu seized the power in the Congo. He initiated a policy and authenticity and changed the name of people, place, and clothes. In 1966, Leopoldville was renamed Kinshasa. Until now, we are Kinshasa. For a village, Kinshasa was a village, but in Kinshasa we keep our heritage, material and immaterial. This is some heritage. I want to talk about the pygmy groups. Pygmy groups is represented in Kinshasa also. Pygmy peoples are ethnic groups whose average age is unusually short. The term pygmies is used to describe the phenotype of endemic short stature, as opposed to disproportionate dwarf frames. This is the presentation I did. I can move again. I invite you to see this, to watch this video in French, to know what is Kinshasa.
En me présentant Kinshasa, je joue en même temps ma carte postale. Nombril enterré à Kinshasa qui nous je vis comme ma province natale. Je suis fier de la présenter aux premiers venus, en villégiature, en touriste ou pour une escale. Venir à Kin, c'est venir découvrir une ville débordante d'ambiance, d'images et d'animation. Aussi une ville en pleine reconstruction, une ville dans un pays dont la modernité est en révolution. Venir à Kin, c'est choisir un séjour d'émotions, d'impressions au cœur de l'Afrique, dans la capitale du Congo démocratique. Kin, c'est l'apocophe de Kinshasa, tu peux l'appeler comme ça. Et moi, appelle-moi Quinoa. En étant dans l'ex-Léopoldville, tu te trouves à l'ouest du pays, dans la plus grande ville et principal centre industriel et commercial du pays. Environ 450 ethnies et plus de 9 millions d'habitants constituent sa démographie. On l'a répartie entre des Bakongo, des Baluba, des Bangala, des Swahili, mais aussi des expatriés de nationalités diverses. Les Chinois, par exemple, ils sortent de partout, dans les routes, le commerce. Il y a aussi d'autres Africains, aussi de Libanais, des Indo-Pakistanais, des Américains européens. Kinshasa est donc multiculturel et cosmopolite. Ici, c'est la mosaïque d'asile, elle est hétéroclite. À côté du Kikongo, du Swahili, du Chuluba, le Lingala est la langue principalement parlée à Kin. Dis-moi Mbote, tu me salueras. Et je te répondrai Mbote, normalement tu me souriras. C'est juste te dire bonjour, je ne te file pas là un code PIN. Ici on se serre la main sinon et on tape les masolos. Et le français est taxé par défaut comme langue des évolués exintello. Et sa langue officielle de travail, d'affaires et des études. Même l'amour ici se conçoit le plus souvent mieux en français qu'en lingala. Ça se constate comme ça, ce n'est pas que j'ai mené des études. Si tu veux draguer, je t'aime passe parfois mieux qu'un alingio. Pour toi ça peut être le contraire, ce n'est pas une règle générale ni un credo. Les langages de jeunes subissent une étonnante mutation, parfois un peu ésotérique dans sa communication. Lelombele bisobe tozarias koyokampe la yekima. Trop de belles quinoises, nos rayons sont ornés. Ne te permets pas de poser un deuxième regard sur leur taille par peur d'y rester. Il y a de la pulsion, de l'ébullition, de l'impulsion, tu le ressens quartier Faison. Dans les grands ronds-points, grands carrefours, on vit l'ambiance totalement. Rond-point Victoire en plein centre-ville, reflet de l'ambiance et les plus mouvementés. La nuit comme le jour, ce coin de la capitale garde le même feeling, le même scène, la même intensité. Il y a la place des artistes. À Matongé, la nuit ne tombe pas, parce que trop de mouvements empêchent le soleil d'aller se coucher. Décibels de la musique de bar aux parleurs de jeunes branchés. L'engouement est total. Et pour ceux qui veulent que leur week-end ne se passe pas mal, qui n'a des sites notables, appropriés au tourisme, aux excursions, lieux de détente. Si tu veux, tu peux y aller pour pêcher, faire du jet ski. Une randonnée fluviale de belles rencontres épatantes. De Maluku à la rivière scellée. Les poissons frais, les mabokés de Kinkole. Les mabokés. Maléoa, c'est l'expression par laquelle nous on désigne nos gargotes. Je te conseille pas trop d'y faire un tour, c'est délicieux mais pas de garantie sanitaire. Tu risques d'y payer l'hôpital et la note. Bon après tout t'as le choix entre deux, hein. Tous les Maléois ne sont pas mal tenus comme celui de ma mère.
I go ahead. I can move. Can we go ahead? Okay. I want to show you some foods of Kinshasa. We have, I know you listen some words, maboke. Maboke is some of our cuisine. Inside there is a fish, meat, and the last picture you can see how we cook maboke. This plant can give you two kinds of foods. You have the fufu from the cassava bread, and you can have the pondu from the leaves in one plant. Yeah. This is the art of Congo. I show you this suku, kankungu mask, a major piece of African art. This mask was used to initiate men to be father in the family, and some traditional ceremony. This is one of mask maongwe, and I go quickly to say about music. Kinshasa music is the one symbolic things we can do in the world. Today, Congolese music is one of the most influential on the African and international scene. We have Mutwashi. Mutwashi is one kind of traditional music. And this is the Wumba. Wumba is now the heritage in the UNESCO.
C'est la société des ambianceurs et des personnes élégantes.
This is Papa Wumba. Wumba is our good music we can listen.
Quand on réfléchit à ce qu'est...
I go quickly because of the time. This is our clothes. Our lady and men can clothes like this. And I go ahead to show you something to finish. This was the Royal Rumble with Ali and the foreman. And I go to show you our wildlife and flora. Now, this is the bonobo, the one species in the world, in Congo, the okapi also. I want to tell you about the minerals. We have minerals, and now we are converted. And this is the phone with the blood to show you when you use your phone, there is several persons who's killed in Congo because of coltan. Coltan is the main mineral with we can we can fabricate the phone. That's all I have today. I thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for such a powerful story which had all the elements, and it was truly an emotional roller coaster. For me personally, I felt like you transported me to my home city, Mumbai. I could actually feel like I was walking in that city, and I could smell the street food with the smoke. Cannot wait to eat the cassava bread and dance to rumba. Thank you so much for bringing this energy into the room today. With that, I would now like to invite from Azerbaijan our next speaker, who is also joining us in presence, who will be talking about, please correct me if my pronunciation is terribly wrong, the Iker Sheher Reserve or Gala for Traditional Arts, Preservation and Preaching of Cultural Heritage, Center for Traditional Arts, State Historical Architectural Reserve Administration in Azerbaijan. Do we have the speaker? Welcome, and please do introduce yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear organizers and participants, buongiorno. My name is Arzu. I am working at İçer Sheher Center for Traditional Arts of the İçer Sheher State Historical Architectural Reserve Administration. Today I will present you İçerişehir and Gala Reserves, also Center for Traditional Arts. But before we're passing the presentation, I want to introduce my colleagues. They are together with our delegation today. You can see in first hall, in exhibition hall, on round table, artworks. They are all made by our designers. Today, just part of our designers in here, and I want to introduce them after this pass to the presentation. The more information about our creative team I will give with the presentation. Just come please, guys. So our designers, Mahluka Hussein, she is ceramic and decorative painting designer, also maker. Shahriyar Mardiev, pottery and ceramic designer and maker, and Emil Almazov, jewelry designer and maker. Thank you. Could we pass the... Oh, thank you. Okay. So, İçerişehir is located in Baku, in Azerbaijan. Baku is the capital of Azerbaijan. So İçerişehir is the main point of the city tourism. And Old Baku is, total territory of the Old Baku is 22 hectares. There are hundreds of the historical architectural monuments, and 3 of them has world value. In December 2000, İçerişehir, with old city walls, with complex of the Shirvanshahs, and also with Median Tower, included to the UNESCO's heritage list. Now is 2,000 people, more than 1,300 families live in the İçerişehir. So this is not only the open-air museum, this is also the city with own infrastructure and residentials. Tur Heyerdahl, he is an ethnographer and traveler. He was been in Azerbaijan, in Baku, and he wrote that Baku and its surroundings were one of the first places where world civilization took its beginning. Now, in the first slide, you can see Median Tower, Shirvanshah complex, the İçerişehir, and also Shah Tombs, what is located also in Shirvanshah complex. Now, I want first to start with the Median Tower. There are 2 much monuments and building sightings in the İçerişehir. The first one is the Median Tower, which I will give the information about it. Median Tower, the first location, and it has the different legends about the construction date and its name. Some of scientists suppose that this tower was built in 2 different periods, and first part, the lower part of the tower, dates back to the 8th, 7th centuries BC. Upper side is built on the 20th century. Complex of the Shirvanshahs, you can see at the last photo, has 3 yards. This is a palace which the Shirvanshahs used after the moving the capital from Shamahu to Baku. Palace had in original 52 rooms. Now it has the baths, Shah's baths, tomb, palace, dwelling house inside. Also, İçerişehir had too much mosques, museums. You can visit the house museums also in there. For example, Muhammad Mosque, Bukhara and Multani Kervansarais, Juma Mosque, house museums of famous painter Tahir Salahov, national artist, portrait carpet weaver artist Kamil Aliyev, and also Azerbaijan jazz composer Vagif Mustafazadeh. Now I'm passing to Gala State Historical Ethnographical Reserve. The Gala Reserve is established in 1988. Total territory of reserve is 81.5 hectares. There are 228 monuments preserved in here. Reserve has 5 mosques, 3 bath houses, underground water supplies, 4 reservoirs, 2 tombs and houses among the monuments. Gala Castle was built in 1450 centuries. It's restored in 2011. Height of the building is 40 meters. Archaeological ethnographical museum complex established in 2008. Also, Gala Reserve have the Antique Items Museum. This is based on private collection, and now traditional dishes, coins, and samovars exhibiting in here. Also, mini zoo located in this reserve. There are lambs, goats, and camels. The third topic is Center for Traditional Arts. Center for Traditional Arts opened in 2020. This is a common project of the İçerişehir State Historical Architectural Reserve Administration with Princeton's Foundation School of Traditional Arts, which is located in London. Our designers, for 3 years, studied by this school, Princeton School, and they now producing, also designing in 5 different branches. This is a ceramics, batik, wood, jewelry, decorative painting. The main aim of our center is review and develop traditional crafts. We are using all the natural materials and traditional methods and applying this to our new products. For 10 years, we have collections, 5 different collections. First of them was the Shirvanshah. The second one is Shaki, Karabakh, Nakhchivan, and the last one was Pakistan. Before doing the collections, our designers, they are traveling to regions, and they are doing the inspirational sketches, research, materials. After this, they are doing the design and apply this to the new products. Center also doing the master classes and also courses for these branches. So everyone who is visited the Center for Traditional Arts can be part of these courses, make some interesting traditional crafts for themselves and take it for this country. Also, I want to show at the last short video before the restoration projects. Could we please pass to the video? You can see producing, designing, and the whole process in this video with our staff. Thank you. Could we come back to the presentation? Thank you. So we are doing also restoration projects for different types. One of them is the restoring of model of the Shirvanshah thrones, and the second one is interior elements of Beyler Mosque. Beyler Mosque also located in İçerişehir. We was part of exhibition and international events for local and international events, and the cultural projects, social projects, and this is the last one. Thank you for your attention. At the end, I want to express my gratitude for the invitation to the organizers of this event, Ms. Carlotta Del Bianco, the president of the Romualdo Del Bianco Foundation, for support, Mr. Simone Geometti, and also for the technical support to Georgia Karate and another your technical staff. Thank you for all.
Thank you for sharing this presentation and especially also the video, which was so appealing with the use of geometric inspiration from architecture to art. It is also so inspiring and encouraging to see the youth taking traditional knowledge from past generations into the future. So a big congratulations to the team in Azerbaijan for keeping this alive and for inspiring the youth around the world, nationally, internationally, locally, to take their traditional knowledge and move forward. With that, I would now like to invite from Italy, who will also be joining us in presence, to talk about the talking places of the Centers for Assisted Interventions from We Animal and La Melagrana Formazione. Would you please come and join us on stage? Here. Please do introduce yourself. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. I'm Camilla Siliprandi. First of all, sorry for my English. English is terrible. I'm not in practice for a long year. I invite all the persons who are here with me. I'm Camilla Siliprandi. I'm a veterinarian, so strange in this contest. No, Carlotta. I'm a vet. My specialist is in animal welfare. You know what is animal welfare. My work every day, I live in Verona, maybe some, you know, Verona, Romeo and Juliet, and so on. But I'm here to present not Verona. Not my center, so no, also my center where I work. But I'm a president of We Animal. We Animal is a network in Italy, the most important network in Italy. Involve operator and center that works in animal assisted intervention. I don't know if you know what are this kind of experience. All around the world there are this experience where animals and person live together and live experience, therapeutical experience also. I'm here also with the Melagrana symbol. La Melagrana is the high school who is the most important, maybe, high school that prepared this operator in Italy. We work together with the We Animal and La Melagrana works together for the best practice in animal assisted intervention. Thank you very much to Carlotta. Carlotta is one of us. Okay. Thank you because together, Luoghi Parlanti, or in English, talking place, giusto? Promote the center intervention, animal assisted intervention. together one network. Our network is a specialist network, but in the network there are a lot of center, place. Now I told you something about our center. Our center are natural, are in nature. They are sit in all of Italy, from north to south. Our center compared to therapeutic setting, the natural setting become a therapeutic center. Oh, there are also our center works with the local institution because they promote events in the local and for the special activity they promote. All the activities are in a natural setting with the animals, naturally. Now I want to present the first 12 center, Talking Center, with a special name, AIA Center, with the center that works with animals. The first 12, because maybe the next year, I hope we improve. I don't know, Carlotta, maybe Carlotta speaks English molto meglio. Help me.
Va bene.
Ok. Li presentiamo.
We introduce the centers and we deliver the first plates of the Luoghi Parlanti Talking Places plates to the first centers of the intervention assisted with animals in Italy. Grazie Camilla. Allora, no, we call them.
Ok, e io li chiamo, io mi chiamo. Speriamo che aiutami. La prima del first
chiamiamo il nome.
Il laghetto di Melody from Bologna. Mio alpaca o alpaca. Firenze from Florence. Camilla. Il banco degli asini from Alberobello, in Puglia, in the south of Italy. Baby alpaca. From Verona. Corte Gioia from Verona. I racconti del Carrubo, Mola di Bari in Puglia. No, in the south of Italy. Basta. Fine.
Sì, questi sono quelli presenti.
Sì, these are the present.
Others are from Il Bosco.
Il Bosco from...
Sì. Okay. La Coda di Ulisse.
From Puglia.
Corte di Mezzo.
And
Querraglio del Lago di Como e Borgo
Casoni in Veneto. E la città degli asini.
E la città degli asini in Veneto.
Ovviamente.
E anche noi a cavallo, sorry. So, through the plate, once they go home, they will put the plate in front of their building at the center, and this is a stargate to enter through the QR code and get the information about the center, what they do, what they offer, why they are there, what is the aim of their activities. And through the maps on the web page, we can see the other centers in Italy, and we hope that through this first network, next year to see a network of networks. So each of these plays, as the cultural storytelling you introduced, could be one knot and could connect from Puglia in south of Italy, from Veneto in the north, center Italy, and so on, could be places from which each of them can develop their network of community, other actors in the communities in their place. So you are ambassadors in Italy in these important fields that, of course, is not cultural heritage, but transmit heritage, culture, and the importance of relationship between humans, so goes back to our main topic of dialogue among people. And animals play an important role. And I must tell you in very confidence, let's say in friendship, that I was and I am one of them, because I have been educated as an actor in the promotion of dialogue with animals. And I performed, and I did the same school they did. So I am, as they are, involved in this dialogue with children and animals for a better growth of ourselves in our communities. So I am very linked to this beautiful network of people. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you very much. And bravi, bravissimi.
Bon.
Grazie Carlotta. Sì.
Bene.
Bene.
Ok, possiamo andare di qua.
Di là. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I guess congratulations to so many places in Italy that will be joining this wonderful network of talking places, and I hope this will serve as the ground for other countries as well to join in, and this will become a standard across the world, so we will be able to communicate with each other much more. And I can assure you that the FAR team will soon be a part of this network as well. We will be visiting you because the idea of animals and children and cohabitation for therapy, for regeneration is absolutely beautiful, and it's a wonderful form of tourism. So again, many congratulations. And last but not the least, we have a very exciting guest who has joined us today to make a presentation all the way from Kyoto, Mr. Hironobu Fujiwara, who will be sharing with us harmony within mind and body from science cultural perspective. Mr. Fujiwara is from the Department of Neuropsychiatry and a graduate school of medicine in Japan. And he will be keeping in line with the psychosocial support in cultural heritage. Mr. Fujiwara, the floor is yours. Please give him a big hand.
How can I use this one?
Yes. If you want to go next, you just press the
How go back?
Back.
Well, thank you very much for your kind introduction. My name is Hironobu Fujiwara from Kyoto University. Basically, my background is psychiatrist, so I'm trying to have an attempt to integrate the importance of the mind and the body and merge them into the one. Today's presentation is about my hometown, Kyoto. Harmony with the mind and body from scientific cultural perspectives. As I told you earlier, I'm an MD psychiatrist, so I'm always usually meeting my patients and engaging in some research about neuroscience. And at the same time, I am one of the martial arts kendo players, so that's why I'm really keen on integrate the physical exercise and your mindset in your daily lives. Some of you may know Kyoto is very famous for sightseeing places such as cherry blossoms in spring season and autumn very beautiful color leaves in this autumn season. That means one of the characteristics of Japan is to have 4 seasons, really clear 4 seasons. And at the same time, especially in Kyoto, you can find many festivals and ceremonies in each period. For example, this fire on mountain is called okuribi, is the firing on mountains as an annual funeral celebration for your ancestors. And also you can find many shrines and temples in our very old city. But in addition to these normal common sightseeing places, we also have some uniqueness in science and art in my university named Kyoto University. For example, myself is currently keen on to investigate the mental health benefits of martial arts kendo as a player and also as a neuroscientist. So, for example, in this international journal, I suggested the mental health benefits of kendo in your fostering your motivation in your brain. Talking well? Okay, no problem. Thank you. So you can find this old building named Butokuden established for the place for playing martial arts. I usually practicing kendo here. In one of the most important characteristics of martial arts is the emphasis on fostering your mindset or personality, in addition to the training in physical aspects. So in this sense, it is very unique. That is, these players always sitting like this just before and after the training to have so-called meditational breathing every time. That means this Zen Buddhism-based mindful meditation is one of the key components amongst all of the Buddhas, as well as some sort of non-physical exercise Japanese culture, for example, kado or sado, so-called tea ceremony. I will explain a little bit later. Even if you don't have any experiences in playing martial arts, still you should feel the same feeling, that is your mind and body is merging into one, all together, when you have some meditative breathing together with us. So this is one of the most famous philosopher, also from Kyoto University, named Kitaro Nishida. He emphasized the phrase pure experience. That is, your sensation and physical feeling get into the one. That is also merged into together. Then you should be so very innocent mind to feel something. Just they are. So if you imagine martial arts kendo act as a canvas to express this pure experience, you should always feel some so-called pure experience at Butokuden as well. And also, this picture is one of the path near Kyoto University. He was always walking around with deep and lot of thoughts, named the way of philosophy. Another topic is tea ceremony, the way of tea. Also, it is based on some Buddhist concept with some mindful and meditations perspective. Matcha, in a word, it's a green tea, but it's unique because you put the matcha into the bowl with hot water directly. Matcha has many good benefits in your health, so previously and currently used as some sort of medication. This master, myself, always have to emphasize on the posture and also the breathing when you are making the ceremony to heighten the quality of your hospitality to the guest. And also you can find a very unique and pretty Japanese sweets named wagashi. It is also one of the some sort of marvelous fine arts. And finally, but not least, Japanese traditional cloth named kimono is very unique and very famous for most of people all through the world. This picture was given to me by one of my closest friends, who is the ambassador between Florence and Kyoto. So I do recommend you to visit this kimono shop when you happily have a chance to come to Kyoto. And also you can find many unique Japanese dish as well. Okay, anyway, thank you very much for your attention and looking forward to having you someday. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor, especially for sharing and demonstrating how when culture meets neuroscience, and especially the art of psychiatry, it draws on traditional knowledge, it draws on people's life ways, on their everyday life practices. Not only it helps in maintaining a healthy life balance on a daily basis, but it can actually also help in the recovery phase during a crisis event. It can help people feel like themselves again. It can help people recover. It can help people tap into their cultural heritage, into their knowledge, into their daily life to be able to recover from a crisis event. And with that, finally, we have concluded our 13 presentations, which has shown, going back to how we started, that cultural storytelling is a powerful way to share lived experience, and all the 12 presentations today have demonstrated that it can be a powerful tool to promote inclusive and sustainable tourism. This festival, the World in Florence, has created this safe space, and thanks to the Romualdo Del Bianco Foundation, which has shown that it can have the power to evoke emotions, generate curiosity, and create a connection between the visitors and a place. When we are aware of our target audience and we curate stories according to them in a relatable way, we can create a bond through association of memories and shared experiences. For example, whether it is food, street food, dances, dresses, the way of communicating with each other, music, and so on, stories trigger our empathy, and they convey emotional information that ignites kindness, reinforces trust, and enhances social cohesion. Now, we would like to see how these stories have reached you. Throughout, we were trying to gather some keywords from you, from our Mentimeter, of how you were relating to these stories. And we would like to do a small exercise now to see how aspects of this presentation today can link to your context. And to run this exercise, which will be very short, taking into consideration the time, I would now pass on to Mohana.
Thank you, Jui, and again a big congratulations to all the presenters today. What an enriching experience. I'm still, there in Ukraine, in Georgia, and it was really, really an enriching panel. So without any further ado, let's start the exercise. What we will do is, I don't know if there are some people joining us who also joined us yesterday, who knows the drill, but if not, then we have a shuffler. So basically, these are all the keywords that we gathered in our Mentimeter, thanks to all of you. And we will do a generate random shuffled words, 3 words, which are, now we have education, traditional practices, and remembrance. And we would like to pick someone who can share their story from their context using these 3 keywords. So who would like to go first? Also, our panelists who is joining us online can participate. So if you see the screen, the 3 words are education, traditional practices, and remembrance. I see some people in the back who are looking at the words smiling, so maybe they might be interested to contribute something.
If there are no volunteers, we're just going to go and hand the mic to somebody now. Okay, great.
So there is one volunteer who would like to share a story. Go ahead, Zoe.
When I look at these keywords, I think about a practice that we have in Belgium, in Yper, at the Menepoort, it's called. And this is something that came from about a century ago, where the soldiers at the end of the day, to highlight the end of the day, they rang the bell at the Menepoort. And now they have turned this into a point of remembrance, because every day at 8, this is called the last post, and every day at 8, regardless of holidays, weekends, they ring this bell. People gather at this gate to remember the victims of the First World War. And this is also a very educational space, because the Menepoort is also turned into a museum with education for schools, for universities to learn about the First World War. So this is what I was thinking about when I saw these words.
Thank you. Amazing.
Thank you, Zoe. Let's reshuffle.
So let's do the next shuffle. We have discover, experience, and spirituality. Who would like to share a story? Here, we have a volunteer.
I just wanted to go back to the first list, if I could, on remembrance. I wanted to point out that UNESCO recently launched the new program on sites of memory. So now we no longer look at heritage sites only through its tangible elements, but also through the memory of sites and what it has had an impact on the people living there. And we had a recently site inscribed in the World Heritage List in Argentina, in the prison where people have lost their lives during the Civil War. So I think more and more there is a more increase in terms of documenting those sites and making sure that we are remembering the places not only through its built heritage, but through its memories and through its lifestyle and its impact on its people.
Thank you so much. Who would like to share a story with these three keywords? Discover,
anyone online?
Experience, spirituality. Anyone online? Faina, would you like to share a story?
Yes.
No one?
We can try and shuffle for another combination.
Yes, maybe we can try to shuffle again. Itinerary, ownership, traditional practices. Come on, we have heard a lot of stories about these three key concepts. So maybe someone from the Georgia municipality, if they're still here. No one? Okay, I think if there is no one who is willing to share stories with us today, I would like to, yes.
I would like to understand what is the itinerary to understand the traditional practices and also the ownership in a multimedia system in Europe that, for example, for me was the first time that I know Georgia and the first time that I know Azerbaijan, etc., in this event like a technician. But what is the itinerary, in the news for arrive to understand the culture of these countries, etc., etc. This is my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
One more? You want to try? Who? You go one more?
We will do one more, and if someone is interested to share the story, they can. Otherwise, I would invite Nora to do a small Q&A session, if there are any questions. So one more round, Zoe.
No, there is no. Do one more.
And diversity. This is an interesting one.
We can take some time also to think.
Yes, if you want to take some time to think and build a story, it can take 10 seconds, 30 seconds. Yes, Karina. Sure.
I don't want to talk too much.
No.
I would like to share an experience that I'm having with a project, a photographic project called Archipelago, that is looking at the diversity of the islands of the Mediterranean Sea. And it's something that brought me to discover the important linkages, but also the strong diversity of the different islands of the Mediterranean Sea. Sometimes even within the same archipelago, that you might think that has an homogeneous geographical formation, an homogeneous culture, homogeneous resources. Actually, is not. So just To give you a very close example, the Tuscan archipelago, it's very, very diversified, also in terms of geography, from very, very flat islands to very, very mountainous ones, full with iron and so on. So, yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Can we have the shuffler back on the screen again? Okay. Do we have the energy to do one more story? Think not. But let's do one more and then we stop. We have regeneration, architecture, and symbolism. We had a presentation on vernacular architecture online. Yeah. So, is the speaker still with us online? Will you be willing to share a story?
No, I think she's the next speaker. She's not.
Okay.
Sue, good morning, Sue Hill.
Hello.
I think she's the next speaker, but would you be interested to share a story with us based on these three keywords: regeneration, architecture, and symbolism?
Good. We have, I do have a story. Mine mindful photographs, but the architecture is still there. They're like fingers pointing at the skies, buildings with chimneys. And there was a very beautiful project where we set a number of smoky bonfires set in the bottom of the chimneys as a ritual to celebrate and remember the industry that had built this area. So 5,000 people gathered on top of a hill near me to watch these smoking. It was called smoking chimneys, and it was sad but melancholy, but very beautiful.
Thank you, Beth. That's very interesting. Thank you so much for everyone who participated. And I would like to now invite Zoe to conclude this session and then pass on the mic to maybe Nora if she would like to ask some more questions.
Sue, the floor is yours.
No, sorry.
Excuse me.
We will have a short conclusion and then we can pass.
Excuse me.
So we have seen through all of the presentations and the exercise that stories really are a universal language. They turn facts into memorable experiences. They build empathy by sharing perspectives. They preserve culture and connect us across boundaries. We showed how we can share common linkages among people through this cultural storytelling, and we would like to sincerely thank once again everyone that participated, everyone that presented, and I would like to give the floor to Sue Hill, who is going to make a short presentation called The Shining Land, the role of emotion and narrative in placemaking. The floor is yours.
So, thank you so much for inviting me to contribute to the conversations here. I'm not an academic. I'm an artist, a theatre maker, and a curator. I'm going to talk about the effect tourism has had on my home and the work I have been doing to help remediate it. This does not focus on the tourist experience, but rather on the host community and how to build social health through art and culture in the face of challenges from over-tourism. So this is my home. I grew up here. Like most country kids yearning for the city, I left when I was 18 and lived everywhere else for 20 years, but now I'm back. Cornwall is beautiful. Wild north coast cliffs, calm wooded south coast estuaries, beaches of golden sand, gin clear water. It has been attracting visitors for millennia. Pythias visited in 300 BC and named it Belerion, the Shining Land, and spoke of its welcoming people. The trickle of pioneer tourists turned into a river with the coming of the railway. Tourism started to become a significant industry in Cornwall, alongside fishing, mining and farming in the 1950s. But now it is a flood, with the consequent damages that we are all talking about here. This is St Ives. It's a victim of its extraordinary beauty. Former fishing town, centre of a revolution in painting and sculpture in the mid-20th century because of its beautiful light reflected from the surrounding sea. Every sweet fisherman's cottage has a website blazoned on it, a key safe, and a trite name. Nobody lives here. People visit because they have been entranced by romantic drama or a sentimental notion of how things used to be. But of course, everything is changed by their presence. The town has become a theme park of itself. The imagery used to sell these dreams is profoundly untrue. No fishermen's families live in these cottages. But it is seductive, glamorous, overwriting the real lived experience and culture of the host community. Meanwhile, inland from the picture postcard coast, the scene is of intense rural poverty as traditional industries dwindle or close. This is South Crofty, the last tin mine in Cornwall. The graffiti says Cornish lads are fishermen and Cornish lads are miners too, but when the fish and tin are gone, what are the Cornish boys to do? So, food banks serve 16,000 meals a month. Unemployment runs at 20%. The available work is low skill, minimum wage, with high levels of drug use, domestic violence, illiteracy, all the usual grim indicators that accompany a community losing its story. There are instrumental practical efforts to mend this social catastrophe. Roads are built, a university is developed, new businesses are supported to provide employment. These are all extremely helpful, but none addresses a core issue: the loss of people's emotional connection to their place, their landscape, and the toxic corrosion of their own story from one of sophisticated culture and dignified labour to a sense of worthlessness and low aspiration. This was our story. Things you wouldn't know about Cornwall from the tourist websites. This is a digital model of the mines under my town. Every line is a tunnel or shaft cut in granite, mainly by hand. 3,000 years of hard rock mining, providing the tin and copper for the Bronze Age. This trade creating a cosmopolitan culture that forged links with Scandinavian, Iberian and Middle Eastern communities. Then a pioneering diaspora that took mining skill and technology across the world to Australia, South Africa, South and North America. Mining drove the invention of steam locomotion. The first ever self-powered vehicle was road tested in the 18th century on a road near where I grew up. There were lively radical politics with a healthy disrespect for corrupt central government, our own distinct language, and today our vibrant, intangible heritage, dance, filmmaking, community celebrations, all invisible to the incurious holiday visitor. The indigenous people feel invisible, disrespected, voiceless. Our young people unable to find rewarding work or affordable housing leave to find teachers in the city. I did. I'm back now. My work has always been narrative in nature, both the visual art and the theatre. When I returned to Cornwall, I began work with knee-high theatre in the open landscape because there were no theatres. My concern with place and community began because I was no longer inside a theatre space, but out in the landscape. It's not a secluded, private, exclusive environment. You are available to the other people that belong there, surfers, dog walkers, or in this case, the local dirt bikers gang. We were rehearsing a version of Sophocles' Antigone in a giant disused clay quarry. Our work was interrupted by young motorcyclists, dangerously driving through our rehearsals. They weren't supposed to be there. We could have invoked powers to remove them, but our feeling was they had as much right to be there as we did. We asked them if they would like to help us. They didn't have to learn to act. They had to do what they already did brilliantly, ride their bikes. They became the warring armies in our show. We started to make performances that took audiences on journeys, adventures through woodlands or along coastlines. On one project, we were given a group of environmental volunteers to prepare the paths, cut back overgrown trees, etc. We thought we were getting practical labour. In fact, they gave us much more. They gave us their love of nature, their knowledge of plants and wildlife, their green politics. Their stories became the show, and they performed it. But we gave them something too. Through these projects, we came to understand how important these new narratives were for people. Therapy for communities, if you like. Building confidence, engagement, social connection, new horizons. For the last 30 years, I have been making work that seeks to understand the nature of people's connection to their places and to help grow their sense of their own story. Here are some glimpses of projects that give us hope of redemption. This was a version of a Gabriel Garcia Marquez short story, A Very Old Man with Enormous Wings. We made this 3 times in 3 different countries, and in each place the story took on local meanings. In Malta, it became about the challenge of meeting the modern world. In Cyprus, on the Green Line, it became about what divides people. In Cornwall, it was about what happens to communities under pressure from tourism. We meet the inhabitants of a poor but happy fishing village. One day, a scruffy birdman falls into the piazza. Is it a chicken? Is it an angel? They send the postman to the Pope to find out. Word gets out. The pilgrims arrive, bringing money, prosperity, technology, temptation, and corruption. It ends very badly. A tragedy, one that spoke to our own contemporary experience, but with the power and poetry of myth. We found that if we listened carefully and with humility, we could hear the spirit of a community through the stories they told about their lives. We took them, amplified them, made them heroic, and reflected them back to our hosts. The beautiful journey was created with communities around the naval dockyard in Plymouth, with tales of separations and homecomings, yearnings for reunions. With them, we built a little boat out of wood, canvas and tar, and launched it into the channel each night during the performance. The final image of the performance is an old man and a child setting out to sea into the night. The stories are everywhere if you look. We researched the lives of people buried in our nearest churchyard. Some were harvested from living memory. Arminal, the marvellous woman with the gun and cigarette, grandmother of my neighbour, was the daughter of an engineer. She could drive anything, delivering tanks during the war, chauffeuring visiting generals and admirals, and famously riding a motorbike along the 3rd floor balcony of a hotel. Others were the result of classic archive research. Dmitry Nabokov, wealthy white Russian from a family of diplomats and lawyers, but here buried in an unmarked grave. His last address, a tiny damp cottage in the poorest part of our town. His life remains mysterious. Here are their 21st century avatars. Rebecca on the left, a professional actor. Terry on the right, a civilian who had never performed before. This project was unexpectedly emotional. Hearing the story of people literally beneath our feet was profoundly moving. We had a wonderful 2-year residency in Kensington Palace and had designed and made a cabinet of curiosities. After the project, lead curator Dr. Joanna Marshner, who I hope has joined us online here today, asked if we'd like to keep it. It was repurposed into an intriguing device for talking to people about their connection to Cornwall, the Museum of Us. We invited people who lived here, whether they had ancestry here, lived here all their lives, or were incomers, more recent arrivals, to bring us objects that spoke about their connection to Cornwall. The name tags from the mine of the men on the last shift, a diverse international crew on the last day of mining. A fragment of shrapnel from a German bomb at St. Evel airfield. A spar from the wreck of the Samaritan. The surfboard that went to Strasbourg to protest the fouling of our seas with sewage. We recorded everything that was brought and its story, no matter how modest, and curated an exhibition that was displayed at the Royal Cornwall Museum. This process of provoking conversations, memories, stories, diligently recording them and playing them back to their contributors through performance, artwork or exhibition has been a crucial part of our practice for many years now. Properly listening to communities who are feeling disenfranchised, lacking in agency, unheard, is a powerful tool for healing. We may invite people to come for tea and cake and bring us their photo albums. Here in the coastal village of Morwenstow, we spoke to farming families, often working small holdings, struggling against a tide of commercial pressures and regulations. We made dozens of small memory shrines that were displayed around the village over Christmas. In the pub, the village shop, even the telephone box. This one was inspired by an elderly farmer who spoke about their delight at acquiring a shiny red tractor, and then realising, a few years later, how much they missed the horses in their lives. Sometimes there comes the opportunity to make something authentic, grown directly from the landscape and host culture, that is able to speak in a clear voice to the visitor too. This is an artwork that I made with my brother for the Lost Gardens of Heligan in 1998. She is made from earth and plants and has changed over the years, but attended by the gardeners, she survives. Local people are very proud of her, and she is also extremely popular with visitors. The gardens report they sell more postcards, prints, soaps, calendars that feature her than any other image. She is very literally of the earth. Her appeal lies in the combination of the human form with nature. We are a part of nature, not apart from it. I think she speaks to the developing nature connection tourism in Cornwall, which is also being pioneered by the Eden Project. More of that later. This is an 11-metre high steel puppet that we created to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Cornish Mining World Heritage Site. It made headlines in national media, attracted huge crowds of visitors and locals, and was accompanied by exhibitions and activities that raised the profile of and educated about Cornish mining history. It drew our sometimes invisible mining story into the full light of national and international attention. It's important the stories we tell aren't just about the past. A healthy community has to find its strong contemporary story too, that imagines the future. Through much of the period I have been illustrating here, I have also been working in a project that has significantly reframed tourism in Cornwall, indeed, arguably, in the world. In 1996, Tim Smith conceived the crazy idea to build the Eden Project, the biggest greenhouse in the world, in a worked-out China clay quarry in the far southwest of the UK. He had been inspired by the themes explored at his other project, Heligan, the intimacy of the relationship between plants and people, the vulnerability of our complete dependence on plants for food, oxygen, shelter, medicine, rainfall. He grasped the urgency of addressing possibly the most important contemporary story, sustainability, and decided to use a tourist destination to communicate it to the widest possible audience. Community goodwill was built from the beginning, inviting local people to come and see the build in progress, prioritising local suppliers, partnering other Cornish tourism enterprises, committing to year-round, higher-value, skilled employment instead of the low-wage seasonal work that characterises much of the sector. Eden opened fully to the public in March 2001. We had hoped for 650,000 visitors a year. In our first year of operation, we welcomed 2 million. Subsequent years rarely dropping below 1 million, with the exception of the 2012 London Olympics and 2020-21 during the pandemic. Cornish people have a new story to tell about themselves. A world-class project grown in Cornwall, highlighting our connection to nature, our creativity, sensational food, art and gardens, embodying the possibility of positive change. But also Cornwall finds itself at the middle now of a global matrix of connections again. Right now we are developing new Eden projects, all very different from the original, in China, Colombia, New Zealand, Costa Rica, Chad. Different, but starting from the same principle. Listen to the place. Listen hard. Pay attention to the people who belong there. Respect and honour their story. There is sure to be treasure there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Sue. I am Simone, by the way, because you have to know it's the first time.
Hello, Simone.
We have worked over the past month by email, but it's the first time that we meet face by face. So I don't know if there are some questions for Sue. No?
We have a question from the Way of Salvation, who wanted to add something about the three keywords that we were showing before.
Hanno risposto quelli della Nigeria al giochino delle tre parole.
Aha.
Non so se vogliono intervenire.
Okay, so stand by for Sue, for a question for Sue, because they said that someone from Nigeria has tried to answer to some of your question before, right? Is that so? Sì, so she will make the question, right?
No, they just...
And you will answer.
Colleagues from Nigeria, are you connected? Would you like to ask the question directly?
I want to speak on traditional practices.
Oh, that's wonderful. Please.
There's a traditional festival. I want to speak on traditional practices. I want to talk about a traditional festival in Osi-Ekiti, in Ekiti State, Nigeria. The festival is called Ereju Festival, and it's normally celebrated every July in Osi-Ekiti State. This festival is like celebrating an unseen spirit called Ereju. That spirit is not seen by most of the people. It is only seen by the initiates. There are some people that have been initiated into that cult. So they are the only one that can see that spirit when it comes out. And it doesn't come out during the daytime. It comes out late in the night. It always comes out in the dark. And when it comes out like that, most people are asked to stay indoor, because anybody that comes out during the time that spirit is moving will be used as a sacrifice for that spirit. And when it comes out like that, he will start by eulogizing the ancestors of the land. After the eulogies, then he will come out and eat with the initiate. That is what he does for like 7 days. It will come out late in the night. He will eulogize the ancestors of the land. Then he will eat with the initiate and bless the people of the land. After the 7th day, there will be a celebration in the whole town of Osi-Ekiti State. Then he will go back into the evil forest where he normally comes out every year. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That was a very, very powerful story. Thank you. I'll hand back to Simone.
Yeah, thank you. So, if there are no other questions for our speakers, I would like to thank Sue for her presentation, and we can break. Let me remind, we will start again with the final scientific session at 2:30. With the presentation of some keynote speaker, and the first one will be Honorable Mr. Jazir Al-Erbish, the President of the Saudi Arabia Heritage Commission, and then the President of the Economist International Cultural Committee, Fergus McLaren, and so on, with a new scientific session chaired and coordinated by Aparna Tandon, with Florentine and foreign speakers. I would like to emphasize that one of them is from Madagascar, And in spite of all the problems of connection that you can imagine, Mr. Paul Antion has been able to achieve a short connection, and he will share a very interesting and case study of what they are doing in Madagascar. There will be also a case study from Florence, from the head of the UNESCO office in Florence. So, again, thank you everyone for your participation. Let me again give a special thanks to the staff from ICROM, from Aparna, Mohona, and Zoe, magnificently chaired and led by Aparna, and Mohona, sorry, and led by Aparna. And so, have a good lunch break, and see you later at 2:30. Thank you very much.